on to percent change today with our Unit 7. Your learning target, you can calculate percent change. So the formula for percent change is the amount of change over the original amount. The amount that it changed over the original. What I do is I do big minus small over original. And then you have to tell me if it's an increase or a decrease. So the percent change is going to be an increase or decrease. Clearly, if you get bigger, it's an increase. If you get smaller, it's a decrease. Right? So I want to know what percent change did I have if I went from 12 to 15. According to my formula, I'm going to go the big number, take away the small number, over the original. What's the original? 12. Which is 3 over 12. Put that into a percent. It's a percent change. So what is that?
25%.
Wait.
25%.
25% increase or decrease? Did I get bigger or did I get smaller?
Increase.
Increase. I got bigger. Yep. I'm writing too big. So I take the big minus small over where I started, the original number, turn it to a percent, and then I decide if it was an increase or a decrease. So let's say you grew. You went from 56 inches to 63 inches. What percent did you grow? 63, so the big number, take away the small number, over the original. Where did you start? You started at 56 inches. 7 over 56, turn that to a percent, and that's 12.5%. Did I get bigger or smaller? Bigger. So increase. You have to write down if it's an increase or decrease today, and it's very important. If you just write 12.5%, it doesn't count. You have to be able to analyze that you increased or decreased. Okay, so 34 to 76. Big number minus small number over the original. $42 over 34, and that's 123.5%. Moving that decimal 2. And I clearly grew. I doubled myself there, so it's a huge increase. Okay. So I think that's enough for your notes, guys. Well, we need to do some decreases. So big number minus small number over the original. A lot of kids think that they need to put the big number on the bottom. It's not. It's wherever you started. It should always be the original. So 65 minus 53 is 12 over 65. That's 18.5%. And I got smaller, so it's a decrease. Pretend you can read that. And let's analyze your money situation. Let's say you have $45 and then you spent some and now you only have $30. What percent change happened? Big minus small over original. I started at $45. 15 over 45, what's that, 33.3%?
I'll make sure that these are reading.
Yeah. happy now. And that's a decrease.
Make money.
So 33.3% decrease in my money situation. Okay, so you're gonna have some typical just number examples like this, and then an application where there's word problems, and that's your target today. I mean, it's pretty decent. Okay, I went to the store. I found a pair of pants that I wanted. They were on sale for $23.99. The original price was $52.99. What was my percent decrease? Which is also known as what was my sale price percentage. So, you use the formula big minus small over the original. So what's my highest price? What is it? Tell me. Thank you. 52.99. Take away my smaller price over my original. What was the original cost of the pants? $52.99. And what's that going to be? $52.99. Take away $23.99 is $29 over $52.99. Divide that by $52.99. And I get a 54.7%. What? Increase or decrease? Hey, I can guarantee you'd have a lot of happy adults. That's a good sale price.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it is
What?
so wonderful. This is a 54. Well, they don't, stores would say 55. They round it up to that next whole number. So let's go ahead and pretend we're like a store. That's a 55% decrease. We scored on those pants. That's like going to American Eagle, those of you that are into American Eagle. An average pair of American Eagle pants is like 56, 50 some bucks. If you got it for $23.99, happy day. That would be fun.
Wonderful.
Who
Yeah.
buys 50?
Gas? Huh?
Who buys $56 pants?
Gas is so unpredictable with going up and down. Currently, gas is at $2.97. I made this lesson like 2 years ago. Now it's like $1.97. So, but back in the day, it was at like $3. Remember when it was about $4 when you guys were in like 5th grade or 4th grade? So currently gas is at $2.979. However, last week it was at $3.099.
Seriously? Or
No, this was from like 3 years ago.
no,
What
like
percent
when you made
decrease?
this, was it a week ago?
What percent decrease did it have in Elk River? Big minus small over the original. Original was last week, so it would be the 3.099. And isn't it crazy that gas cannot follow money rules? That doesn't make any sense. Nobody goes to 3 spots in money, but yet gas companies do. It's like, why are you making your own rules? That doesn't even make sense.
It's cheating.
3.099, it's not Obama. 2.979.
Who's gonna give you a ninth of a penny?
I mean, it's just, right. Why do you have to be $2.99.9? Why can't you just say you're $3?
Just take
Over 3.099. And I think, I just put a year ago working at the gas station, customers always complained about gas prices when they go up like this. The mathematician in me is like, you're being so dramatic. Because if you calculate, it's not a big percent change. What is the change?
like
3.9%. And I decreased. My original was 309. The new price is that, so it was a decrease.
yeah, it went up like 12 cents.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. People need to quit being dramatic about it. Because really, an average tank of gas is like 15 gallons, so
Minus
it really increased their gas bill by $1.80.
Yeah.
That's how dramatic that. But I am. Lots of us are that way. We're like, why? That's so expensive, and it's really not even that bad.